Happy Monday, everybody. It's Jim Samadeus, and it is 2 o'clock. So that must mean we're here to talk soccer and pretty much anything else that is important in the soccer and baseball and any type of sports world. After that kind of clumsy introduction, Amadeus, I hope you had a good weekend.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Saturday wasn't so great, but coming off a 9-2 day yesterday, so can't complain.
There you go. 9-2, not bad. That's pretty good. What were some of the things over the weekend that you looked at and thought was a good idea and sat there and go, I'm enjoying this.
I've been watching a lot of the South American soccer myself. I was watching the Brazil League over the weekend. It was the final match day of the Argentina League as well. I was watching that yesterday. But just trying to get a feel for these teams going into the round of 16 for Copa Libertadores and Sudamericana that starts tomorrow. So definitely some exciting stuff there. And I've actually been looking ahead to the Premier League because we got Premier League action starting on August 11th. So
that's coming
right around the corner.
Yeah, and man, all kinds of crazy going on down under in the Women's World Cup. Teams falling all over the place.
Yeah, definitely. Saw Canada get destroyed by Australia this morning. So Canada is now out of the Women's World Cup. And Nigeria really is the shock in that group. Mm-hmm. They have been playing very well in this tournament. I did get up at 3 to watch the Spain-Japan match, and wow, that was a doozy. I've never seen a team barely touch the ball and score 4 goals the way Japan did on Spain. So that was it was very interesting.
That's what's called making shots count, right?
Yeah, Spain looked very good coming into the tournament, but after watching that match, it was a match where they had one up on Japan on the goal differential. Right. So to win the group, both of them were already through, but to win the group, all Spain really needed was a draw. And instead of playing for the draw, they tried to go for the win. And in doing so, they got very aggressive, and they actually left their back line almost at a back 2 at some times. And Japan just absolutely picked them apart on the counterattack. And I think that's something to maybe watch with this Spanish team going forward, because if they're going to get that, there was no need to get that aggressive in the match. Right. And it put them in an absolute hole, because even just the fact that they were leaving 2 at the back and they were getting ripped on the counterattack, but also the spacing of the defense, the spacing was terrible. And Japan was just able to exploit all the spaces on the back line there. So definitely Spain's a troublesome team going forward. And, Japan is a serious threat. And that was something we talked about coming into the World Cup, when you had mentioned how nobody in Japan wanted to take the TV rights for it, when I thought that was crazy, because I thought they have a very good team that's going to go deep into the tournament. And look at that. They won their group with 9 points.
And when I saw the 2 games, I watched some of them play. They're fast. I mean, they're just brutally fast. And maybe that's what helped on that counterattack. Because you got the ball and you got speed, and man, that's a deadly combination.
That's the thing, is that right when Spain would leave like 2 or 3 players at the back, and they weren't spacing well, and Japan would just they would just kick the ball into the space. Like, it wasn't even really passes. They were just long through balls into the space. And as you put it, Japan was outrunning the Spain defense, and that was leading to these breakaway situations where you'd have the Spain defender on the Japanese player, but they just had that extra step on them and were able to get a good shot off every time.
The USA this week has a game. It's on Wednesday. We'll probably talk about it tomorrow because it's a 3 o'clock in the morning game that's coming up, and it's important. I mean, we talked about this draw that they had the other day, coming and being a situation where it put USA in a must-win situation if they have any hopes of coming out of the group in the top spot.
Yeah, so USA is leading the group right now.
Mhm.
They're tied. They're tied with the Netherlands at 4 points, but
Right.
USA does have 2 goals for the
Mhm.
goal differential on the Netherlands.
Right.
They also have more goals scored, obviously, but
Right.
the Netherlands' final match is against Vietnam, and now that we're getting into these final matches,
Mhm.
all 4 teams of the same group will be
Right.
playing at the same time. That's why you're
Right.
seeing these 2 matches at 3, 2 at 6
Right.
type thing. So yeah, that Netherlands match will be played simultaneously. So neither the Netherlands or the US will really know what the other's doing except for maybe halftime. And it's one of those things where basically the USA needs to beat Portugal
Mhm.
by, I would say, one. I think it's one less than the Netherlands needs to beat Vietnam by.
Mhm.
So obviously, Vietnam has played very well defensively in this tournament.
Sure.
So it's going to be interesting though, because now that they're officially
Mhm.
eliminated from the tournament,
Right.
they don't have anything to play for. Obviously, they're going to try and go out there to get a win and at least score a goal. As we saw in that Zambia Costa Rica match, those were
Right.
2 teams that were already out but still looking for that first win and some goals, and Zambia won that 3-1.
Mhm.
So definitely there's going to be less pressure on Vietnam to play defensively here. And Netherlands is going to be coming into this match with the mindset like we need to blow the doors off. So it will be interesting. And that was something we saw actually a few nights ago when Norway played Philippines. Norway had looked awful in their first 2 matches. They had 1 point and they were at the bottom of the group, basically on the verge of elimination. But their last match was against Philippines, an Asian side that was the weakest in the group, just like how we have here. And Philippines had 3 points. They had beaten New Zealand, and that was a very close group because you had New Zealand also with 3 points from their win over Norway, but lost to Philippines. So that was one where Norway had a chance, but they had to blow the doors off Philippines because they needed to rack up. The most they could finish with was 4 points, and if they tied with New Zealand on points, they needed to have the goal differential. And sure enough, what did we see Norway do? As bad as they were in those first 2 matches, they beat Philippines 6-0 and ended up kicking New Zealand out on goal differential, who ended up drawing their final match with Switzerland in a match where they knew a draw would have sent them home, possibly. So this is kind of the same situation where, you have this Vietnam side that really they don't have too much to play for. And you have a Netherlands side that is coming into the match thinking, if we want to win this group, we're already down 2 on goal differential. We just need to score as many goals as possible. So I think you're probably going to see that kind of effort from the Netherlands tonight. And I think USA is probably going to come into the match the same way. I know they're playing a better team with Portugal, but they're going to have the same mindset where they know they need to win and they know they need to score goals to give themselves at least a cushion.
Well, and you want to get in a situation like that. But let me ask you this: you had just mentioned a point about the wanting to get a little aggressive and get going. Is there the possibility in that situation that Vietnam has the capability of playing like, if it's definitely a like situation, like the Japanese when they played Spain? So in other words, you're pushing forward, you want that goals, and you want those goals so bad that you screw up and let the back go on.
Yeah, so I would say no.
Okay.
I would say no. Vietnam doesn't really have the attacking power the way Japan does. I know Japan got dominated in that match by Spain. They scored 4 goals and won it, but they didn't have a lot of possession of the ball. But Spain is also a top 5 team in the world, and they were one of the favorites coming into this tournament. The reason why I wouldn't compare Vietnam to Japan in the same way is because Japan is by far the best Asian team in the world. They're ranked 11th in the world right now, and I think I definitely, after watching that match this morning, I definitely think they're the best Asian side. But this is one that we even talked about how Japan has experience going deep into this competition. They were the last team to win the World Cup. That wasn't the USA 3 World Cups ago, back in 2011. They won it, and I believe they also lost to USA. They were the runner-up in the first one that USA won, which started this two streak that they're on. So this is a very good Japan team with talent, speed, as you said, and the experience of going deep into the competition. So yeah, by that means, I would say that Vietnam definitely does not have the capability to do what Japan did, just because Japan is so much better.
Well, there's that. We're still in the situation with the cup now, with the Leagues Cup, and it turns out, talk about things falling your way, right? Wednesday night, it's going to be Orlando City taking on Inter Miami, and that game's going to be played in Fort Lauderdale. So you've got, this is breaking Messi's way here in the tournament. It seems at that point.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, isn't that odd that the guy that you just put on the pitch, scores 2 goals. Hello. 2 winning goals, and now they face Orlando in a game that's going to be played in Fort Lauderdale on Wednesday night. So luck of the Irish, I guess, or in this case, the Argentinians.
Yeah, look, we've obviously seen some major improvement in a very short amount of time from this Miami team. And I'm sure they're going to put up a very good fight against Orlando. They could very well beat Orlando in that match. But from what I've seen from this group stage of the tournament, there's no way Miami wins the Leagues Cup, because eventually they're going to run into a Mexican club that's going to leave them in the dust. Because from what I've seen, these top 5 Mexican clubs, like Monterrey,
they're amazing.
Club America, some of these other ones, absolutely destroying these MLS. I watched Monterrey. I was on Monterrey yesterday at plus 160, and I watched them go down. Yeah, I watched them go down 2-0 in the first 10 minutes, the same way they put Salt Lake down in the first 10 minutes. So what do? They tie it 2-2 by halftime, and they win it 4-2 in the second half. Right.
And they look good doing it.
And as I said, Jim, coming into the tournament, that it's very clear from what we've seen that the Mexicans are doing exactly what I said they would do. They're taking this tournament as we're here to prove we are still the best on the continent, and you have a ways to go. And so far, they've been doing it because they're playing on the road here. They're also disadvantaged, these Mexican clubs.
Huge. Yeah,
they have to travel almost every game's in the U.S., and the ones that aren't in the U.S. are more likely to be in Canada than they are in Mexico. Like we already saw Leon travel up to Vancouver and then down to L.A., and guess what? They won both. Right. So I don't know what to tell you, Jim.
Even Club Azul, who lost to Miami, played Miami tight the whole game. It was that that set piece that Messi scored his first goal on. That was it. I mean, otherwise you got a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, and they scored in the 4th minute of stoppage time when there was 2 minutes given. So.
Like, okay, well, it's all the referees all standing there looking at his watch. Okay, it's time. We're out of here.
Needed the stoppage time.
Need that stoppage time, buddy. So yeah, I mean, the Orlando situation, we'll see how that plays out, but it's definitely playing into Messi's favor. But you're right. I don't think. Probably, I would guess. What do you think? 2 or 3 of the final 4 are going to be Mexican teams.
Yeah, definitely. I could see Monterrey in there. I could see obviously Leon, this year's Champions League champions. I can see Club America in there. They just won the Clausura this past. I think no, sorry, they won the Apertura and Monterey won the Clausura. So
Right.
those are and they both finished top 2 in both the Apertura and the Clausura. So overall in the league, those are your 2 best Mexican clubs there. Plus you have the Champions League champion from CONCACAF in Leon. So
Right.
definitely a lot of solid Mexican clubs.
Right. It's going to be a long journey for Miami, but
and the thing is, they're not just winning; they're coming and making
dominating.
statements. They're scoring 4 goals. They're putting up numbers.
Mm-hmm. They're taking receipts, as the old saying goes.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what. Other than what we've talked about here, obviously the Women's World Cup and the situation with the Leagues Cup. What's coming up this week that we should be paying attention to?
Yeah, so definitely, I mentioned already we got the Copa Libertadores and the Copa Sudamericana starting tomorrow, actually, August 1st. So that's the round of 16. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty now for that one. And we even have the second legs of the Champions League qualifiers, those last rounds, where we're starting to see, the big teams come out. We got Ludogorets, Karabag, Dynamo Zagreb, Genk, a lot of these big name teams from their countries that pretty much dominated the domestic leagues. So yeah, definitely there's a lot going on. And then obviously we mentioned the Premier League starts on August 11th. So it is going to be a busy August on the pitch.
Well, and then, you got to love that. That's the kind of fun you're looking for, right? You want to be able to see some of these fun games and what's going on. So that's not a bad thing to have that kind of competition all going on at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not just the Premier League. We also have Spanish La Liga starts on August 11th. The Italian Serie A starts on August 19th. The German Bundesliga starts on August 18th. So Friday, the same weekend that Italy starts. And then the good old French League is starting up on August 11th with the Premier League and the Spanish League. So definitely, you got 3 leagues kicking off on the 11th and 2 more on the 18th, 19th. So your power leagues are back. It's time to get back on the pitch in Europe.
Oh, by the way, for those of you who aren't knowledgeable of the situation today, right here, right now, it is on the East Coast. It's 2:20 p.m. That means less than 2 hours in the trade deadline here in the in Major League Baseball.
Plus faxing time.
I'm sorry.
Plus faxing time.
Well, faxing time, yes. That'll be added to the time.
It's like stoppage time. You got to add the 3 hours of faxing.
Yeah, the 3 hours of faxing. Thank God that the MLB office got rid of the mimeograph machine. Now they've gone at least up to the 90s.
It took them till 2021, Jim.
Right, it didn't happen easily.
I don't even know what to say to that.
It's the right now 3 things we're watching. One is Justin Verlander, who just a few hours ago, well, actually a couple of days ago, I guess, was in the same rotation with Max Scherzer in New York, and both of them are gone now. Well, Verlander's not there yet, but the Dodgers are in hot pursuit of him. A big trade. It's not done yet, so hang tight, folks. We told you that Paul Goldschmidt might get traded. Well, the Phillies are in on a deal which would send a massive package of players to St. Louis to get their hands on Paul Goldschmidt. Rhys Hoskins, of course, we all know, who is the first baseman normally for the Phillies, was out for the year with a torn Achilles, or ACL, actually. So they've been rotating players in that spot for quite a time now, and it hasn't really been doing well. As a matter of fact, Bryce Harper's the first baseman. You know, as he's trying to recover from his offseason elbow surgery. So he really would normally be, as you know, in the right field, but he just doesn't have the arm to do it now. So they need his bat and they need a first baseman. So you got Bryce at first. But Goldschmidt, man, if the Phillies got a hold of Goldschmidt, that would be a huge get for them. The Phillies are going to have to give up, according to Fangraphs, 3 of their top 10 players in the minor leagues, and that would potentially be Andrew Painter, who's a right-handed pitcher, Nick Abell, who's a right-handed pitcher, Justin Crawford, who's an outfielder, Griff McCurry, who is a right-handed pitcher, Wang-Hu Lee, who is a second baseman. Those are the top 5, people on their prospect list. So 3 of we said the top 10 would have to go St. Louis's way. I don't know. I mean, Goldschmidt's great, no doubt about it. But are you willing to give up the fortune? Because frankly, that Phillies team is not young. And I'm not so certain that Goldschmidt, who is phenomenal, is I'm willing to give up literally the farm system to get him. What are your thoughts on those types of trades?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go for it, but they're obviously, they probably know, as you said, the team is aging, and they saw what they did last year,
Right.
So they know that if they get hot in this last two months or so, they can get into the playoffs, and because they're right there, they have fixed themselves. They're about like 7 games above 500 or something. And the race in the NL isn't as bad now. At least it's not as bad as it is in the AL. But so this is probably something where they're looking at it like, hey, we got to the World Series last year. We're in the same position at the same time of the season this year. We can get hot, make another run. Let's just go for it. Win our World Series. And if we need to blow up the team, at least we got something out of it.
Right. Well, the Blue Jays acquired, let's see. It just went across.
They just faxed it in, Jim. The paper's still hot.
Yeah, it's running. The ink is running. That's the problem. The Blue Jays acquired Jordan Hicks, who's a right-handed pitcher.
From the Cardinals?
From the Cardinals. Yep. From the Cardinals for 2 minor league prospects. When they say 2 minor league prospects, that doesn't necessarily mean they're your best prospects. They say, it is who they
doesn't even mean they're your prospects.
Right. Yeah. Toronto shut down. I'm looking for. Let's see. Yeah. I'm seeing if they found. No, it just doesn't see that they're ready. They're also evidently the Blue Jays are in talks with St. Louis about Jack Flaherty.
Really? Well, speaking of the Blue Jays.
Yes.
He's finally returning tomorrow, Jim.
Bum.
Hyunjin Ryu. It is. He is scheduled to pitch tomorrow. So
Good.
if he doesn't pitch tomorrow, obviously there was another setback. But every indication, he is literally listed tomorrow as tomorrow's starter, and also on the injury report it says probable Tuesday. So every indicator says Hyunjin Ryu's back in action for the Blue Jays.
Well, there you go. The Rangers. Now, I don't know. We talked about this on Friday. They said the St. Louis Cardinals said, we are not going to get rid of Nolan Arenado. We're not giving up the core of this team. And, of course, they've obviously sent everybody out right now. Like we said, the Phillies are in on Goldschmidt between now and 4 o'clock. We don't know if it's going to happen, but we'll see. Jordan Montgomery and reliever Chris Stanton was part of a 5-player deal that came down late last night. That they're headed on their way to. They're heading on their way to the Rangers from the Cardinals. Dwayne
Rangers
Dunning
are just loading up on pitching.
Yeah, Dane Dunning, Nathan Eovaldi, Andrew Healy, John Gray, Martin Perez are now part of that pitching rotation for the Rangers, who just, if ever there was the situation of going all in on it, that's about what you got right there. So.
Yeah, it's a very good rotation.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was seeing a lot of stuff yesterday when they picked up Scherzer. People were like, "Oh my God, best rotation in baseball." I saw people
hold that up.
Yeah, I saw people and so when I saw the 5 names, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, Scherzer, Eovaldi, and Dane Dunning's been having a great season.
Right.
So those names, obviously the first 2 are just career names, and
Right.
Dane Dunning's just having a great season.
Sure.
But Andrew Heaney's a gas can. Martin Perez is a gas can.
Mm-hmm.
And Max Scherzer's a gas can on the road this season.
Right.
So far out of that rotation, all I really see is Eovaldi and Dane Dunning as 2 solid starters who are not going to give up 3 to 4 runs every start. And so I didn't understand it, where I look at that, I looked at the 5 names of this supposedly scary starting rotation, and I didn't find it very menacing, Jim. I did not find it very menacing.
I'm a fan of Max's. I'm a big fan of Max. But the rotation you just announced, which is the Rangers rotation, that's a bunch of 2 and 3 and maybe even 4 pitchers. There's not on, maybe Dane Dunning now is a 1, but I don't see, I would be anybody on that rotation right at this time, including Max. I would be wary of them going past 6 innings if they could get this.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, Perez and Heaney are not good. they are just not good. Dunning wasn't that great before this season. He's just having a great year, right? And sometimes guys have great years. So we don't know if that's going to continue next year.
Lucas Giolito year.
He used to be great. I remember the years when he was great. So that's a great.
Oh,
sorry?
I said you would know. You saw enough of him.
Yeah, I don't know. And that was that was a great comparison too. Just as to where we're at with that. But yeah, Eovaldi and because Dunning, you don't know if he's going to be good again next season.
No.
So now you're left with Eovaldi and Scherzer. Scherzer can't pitch on the road this year. So really, Eovaldi's your sturdy guy who's probably going to be consistent next season as well. And I get Jacob deGrom is their number 1.
Yeah.
He's out for the season, so that doesn't help them this year.
No.
And at this rate, he hasn't even pitched in 4 seasons. So
I was about to say, as good as Jacob deGrom is, and he is good, Jacob deGrom hasn't thrown a complete season in 5 years.
Yeah. So like I said, by name, the starting rotation looks amazing, but we all know games aren't played on paper.
That's right. As Kenny Mayne used to say, they're played on television.
Yeah. And when you break down that rotation, I see a lot of problems with a few of guys.
There's swings and not misses in that lineup. Okay, so thank God for Texas, they score runs. You're gonna have to.
So what happens to John Gray then? Are they getting rid of John Gray, or are they moving him to the bullpen? Because he was actually pretty decent too. He was arguably better than Heaney and Martin Perez.
I would think, and this is just guessing, right? I would think at this time of the year, it wouldn't be such a stupid idea to go to a 6-person rotation, especially with the arm, with Scherzer's arm and some of the other people, Eovaldi, like that. I mean, there's a lot of wear and tear on those guys' arms, and that's been Max's problem the past couple of years, is that he can get you to the playoffs, but once you get to the playoffs, he's not getting any innings in the playoffs. So I think maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to go to a 6-man rotation, and then you're basically giving a guy once a week he's pitching, so it's a little less wear and tear on the arm because they got depth, as you just said. I mean, that's a lot of starting pitching on that team. The Cubs, by the way, have decided to pull Cody Bellinger off the trade market. That usually means nobody wanted him, or nobody wanted to pay for what the Cubs wanted to, out of it. The Marlins are in on Gleyber Torres, the Yankees second baseman.
The Yankees' only source of offense this season.
Yeah, at this point, that would be. The Yankees have set very high asking prices, however, on starting pitchers. Eduardo Cabrera and Braxton Garrett. I would too, because those are your two best pitchers, behind Garrett Cole, I guess. But even Garrett Cole's had some days. And they have a very big, the Yankees do. They have a infield prospect, Oswald Pereza, who is in AAA right now. He could probably come up and take, Torres's place. And he has played, by the way, for people may or may not have known that he was actually a player that was playing during Aaron Judge's absence on that team. So the kid has played well enough for them to take, a flyer on Gleyber Torres. I still think that it's going to take, a lot to get Gleyber Torres out of that, deal. Phillies just coming across are interested in Red Sox outfielder Adam Duvall. Have no idea why. They say he could give him a bench upgrade. Okay. I guess.
We're talking about bench upgrades now, really?
Really? We're going that far down, boys?
We need to push to get into a playoff position still, but we're worried about our bench.
My 25th and 26th players on the bench, yeah.
Yeah, I got to upgrade the guy I might use to pinch hit.
Now, okay, speaking of depth, the Braves have the best record in baseball, I think, at this point.
67 wins.
All right, 67 wins. The Braves just acquired infield Nick Lopez from the Royals in exchange for a left-handed pitcher, Taylor Hearn. Lopez is 28. He's seen some action at the big league level at second base, shortstop, and third base. He is the Braves' infield depth. So there you go. His slash line.
That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, his slash line at 187 appearances this year has been not good. 210/332, 322, I'm sorry, /280 with a 70 OPS. Guys are not, he's there because of probably his defensive metrics, which are 1.1. That's his WAR, 1.1. So, clearly they're getting a guy who they're going to put in the game for basically a little bit of, resting somebody, or if Danby Swanson gets, banged up or something like that.
Makes no sense to me, Jim. They got like 9 pitchers on the injured list.
Right.
And then you're rolling with 2 rookies in your starting rotation, and we're trading pitchers away. Okay.
Why not?
Good move.
Right. Thank goodness you got that on your side. The Cardinals, who basically the only thing that seems like they're not trading is the Arch in St. Louis. Outfielder Alec Burleson is the Diamondbacks, the Reds, and the Rays, who don't really need an outfielder. I guess, okay.
Depth, Jim.
Yeah, depth.
More depth.
More. We need more. We need more guys we can take off the bench. So that's where we are right now.
I'll tell you what the Braves need: pitching depth.
That would be helpful.
Trading away pitchers. Honestly, you want to talk about depth?
Who needs them? Just a joke. We don't know. Let me see if I'm just going to hit and refresh here to see if the Mariners are willing to listen to trade offers for Ty France and Toscar Hernandez. Well, they don't have much time, so listening and pulling the trigger on it is
We're willing to listen.
Yeah, they're willing to listen. What does that even mean? Okay.
We'll be on standby for the next hour.
Right. Yeah, well, it'd have to be. Remember, we said, what if the fax machine gets jammed up in the paper? Oh my gosh. There was actually a couple of years ago, two teams that had filed, and literally they were trading for the same guy. But the one they sent the wrong fax. And so when they're filling in the guy's name, they had just gotten off the phone and lost the guy that they wanted. And so when it came to the office got two trades for the same guy. Wow. So they had to call both teams back. And it screwed up so bad that neither of them got the guy, because each trade voided the other one out. Wow. So it was a trade that literally never happened. So there you go.
There's just the problem with the fax machine right there.
The fax machine and your inability to remember who you traded for. That's probably something important. Mets have not yet gone on the Justin Verlander train right yet. It asked, wait a minute. Here's a reason why. The Dodgers have been joined by the Astros, who Justin Verlander used to pitch for, the Dodgers, the Braves, and the Cincinnati Reds. So starting pitching now, Justin Verlander. I think Justin Verlander has Scott Boras as his agent, which means trouble for all of those four teams involved, because they have no idea what's going on here. Interesting. Okay, so the Astros, Dodgers, Braves, and Reds are all in on Verlander, although they keep saying the Dodgers have the inside track. I don't understand how that necessarily is the case. If other three,
the Dodgers,
they are the Dodgers, but I mean, look, the Astros are not chump either. I mean,
but the Dodgers always have the inside track. They got the money, they got the record.
Well, they got everything.
Everybody wants to go there and play.
And all that. Yeah. I guess. Okay, hang on a second. Let's see.
Okay, look at Mr. Arenado. Literally said to the Cardinals, "I'll only waive my trade clause for the Dodgers."
Right. Of course. Yeah, he would probably go to the fool not to. I'm looking real quick at some quick possibles. No. Let's look at the Blue Jays for you. Okay. The headline for them is that Yimi Garcia is reaching his vesting, so that means he's guaranteed a salary in 2024.
God,
that's not exactly your something everybody wants.
Absolute gas can.
Yeah, we got Jordan Hicks. We just talked about that. The Blue Jays got Jordan Hicks from the Cardinals. That's about it. Just checking in on the Jays. Any other team you want me to check in on for you?
No. It seems like it's quiet trade deadline day.
Well, yeah, and you would expect, and that normally means that about 3:15, all hell's going to break loose. It always kind of seems to work that way. Don't ask me why.
The fax machine is going to be working overtime.
Oh yeah, that fax machine will be smoking in New York. Oh man. Yeah, I'm looking just down there. Anything else? Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it. It doesn't look like there's anything else going on at the moment. other than what we said, which was that very important piece that the Mariners. The Mariners are willing to listen to trade offers to Ty France and Teoscar Hernandez.
Let's put them on the trade block with an hour to go. See who calls.
Yeah, I'm sure they will, but what's that going to do? I don't think they're. I'm just taking a quick look to see if they're 5.5 games back of the wild card, and they have a 16.9% chance of making the playoffs according to Baseball Prospectus.
I will say they've been one of the hotter teams coming out of the All-Star break. So the fact that they would even dangle, I mean, Teoscar Hernandez, not so much because he wasn't even on the team last year, but Ty France is like, that's their guy. That's like their core team. The fact that they would even dangle him out there shocks me because you went and traded for Luis Castillo last year and you're still in a playoff position. 5.5, I didn't realize 5.5 games. That's not even that bad. And they're like almost at 500. So that just goes to show you how many, we said the AL has a lot of good teams over 500, but that really just shows you how close the race really is because there's so many teams at that, 5-ish games over 500 mark.
Right. And that's probably going to be the way it's going to go all the way down to the end. So, you may have to dance with the one who brung you because some of these teams are not going to want to part with anybody at this point. And I think that's probably what we're seeing here with the Mariners. I think they're just saying this just to see what pops up. Did I mention that the Astros just acquired Kendall Graveman?
No, you didn't say that, but I think I actually saw that earlier today.
Okay, Astros and Kevin Graveman. He's back with the Astros, and the White Sox got a young catcher by the name of Corey Lee. So that's the way that trade went. So there you go. We are right up to speed on what's going on. There's no afternoon baseball. The Rays Yankees are in the Bronx tonight. That's one of the big games. There's one other series I want to check to make sure what we're doing. MLB schedule for the night. As we want to know what's going on. Okay, so Philadelphia, Miami tonight. I'll give you your pitchers. Walker for Philly, Cabrera for Miami. You can comment on any of this as I go along. Tyler Glasnow is throwing for the Rays, and German is throwing for the Yankees. Milwaukee's at Washington. Burns for the Brew Crew. Irwin for the Washington Nationals. Baltimore, Toronto, that's a huge series for both those teams. Gibson against Bassett. First place Orioles, and the Blue Jays can make up some hay tonight if they get some help. Angels, Atlanta. It's Charlie Morton for Atlanta. It's Canning for the Angels, Cincinnati, and the Cubbies. That's an 8:05 game. It's Abbott for Cincinnati, Stroman for Chicago. I was stunned that Marcus Stroman has not been traded by the Cubs. I guess the Cubs still think they're in it, although they haven't traded for anybody. Cleveland and Houston. Go ahead.
I don't know what they're doing, but I think it's more so Stroman has just fallen apart in the month of July.
Yeah, that doesn't help. The ever popular Noah Syndergaard is pitching for Cleveland. He seems to have played for everybody. And he's going against Jay France for Houston. San Diego, Colorado.
He just needs to change the scenery, Jim.
Yes, I guess.
Noah Syndergaard just needs to change the scenery.
Yeah, he definitely needs to change. There's no doubt about that. Lugo is on the hill for the Padres tonight. Gomer is on the hill for Colorado. Boston and Seattle. Pavetta hits the ball for Boston. Kirby for the Mariners. And Arizona and San Francisco. Now, that's kind of an under-the-radar series because either one of those teams come if they would, like if Arizona could sweep San Francisco or San Francisco could sweep Arizona, that would pretty much put some distance in their in the West in the National League. So that's an under the radar kind of a series because you want to see how that plays out. I got Nelson pitching for Arizona. I do not have a pitcher yet for San Francisco on that card. I got a TBD. You got anything on Frisco tonight?
Yeah, that one has been it's been unlisted, and it's still not
Still
listed at most books. I've seen Alex Cobb,
Cobb?
but that could easily change because I think he was supposed to go
It's not
on
his rotation.
Sunday. That's the thing, right? Like I think he was supposed to go on Sunday. He was listed as Sunday, and it was the same situation when they played the Red Sox on Sunday. It was like I had Cobb listed at one place, and it was unlisted everywhere else. And then it ended up being Ryan Walker, like right before the game started, and there wasn't even a line on that game till like an hour before. So
I mean, how do you do it when you don't know who's pitching?
You just don't bet the game, right?
That
like
would
you can bet action, but you just don't bet when they don't even put a line out till an hour before the game.
Right.
It's just a game you literally can't bet on.
Right, and then one of these things that always baffles me is when they put out the early lineups, like at about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and that there's guys on that list that you sit there and going, he is not playing tonight. Last night he almost broke his leg, and you're telling me he's going to play tonight. Okay, I will believe it when I see it. And
as Mike Tomlin would say, the cut and paste component is
right.
Component.
That's right. It's here. It's now. Okay. So anyway, Arizona, San Francisco, folks. The good news is you don't have to. You're going to have till 9:45 to figure out what's going on there. But everybody else is locked and loaded for a Monday, and I think everybody's playing. I don't think we missed anybody for tomorrow. Minnesota at St. Louis. So I guess we'll see. And by the way, just in irony, right? We've been talking about St. Louis trading everybody. Their pitching line for tomorrow is TBD. So it's whoever's left in the clubhouse gets the ball tomorrow. Or
we gotta wait to see who we have left.
Right. And Texas, who we just said, accumulated all that pitching. And the White Sox, who gave away a lot of that pitching, much of which actually went to the Texas Rangers. Both of those are to be TBD. So the Rangers and the White Sox, they're not playing tonight, and we don't know who's going to pitch for them tomorrow, but we'll give you that tomorrow. And St. Louis and Minnesota, one thing we know is Lopez will get the ball from Minnesota. We don't know. Maybe Nolan Arenado will pitch for St. Louis because he'll be the only one left in the Redbirds uniform that will be able to do it. So we'll see.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah. He's got a good arm. You can throw it from third base to first. So
you get paid all that money. You can do it all.
Yeah, come on. Do something. That's the way it works. All right. Well, let's see. We got.
It's got to be better than the pitching they've had this season.
Billy McDonald. That's right. Hey, what's up, guys? Messi is better than I thought. He's got the factor. He's got that it factor like Brady. That's good. It's Guardians GM getting Noah Syndergaard. I mean, good job. That's a very good question.
Just needs to change the scenery. That's all.
About that.
Just to change the scenery.
Give us a break here, bud. Remember, Noah Syndergaard was an incredibly highly thought of pitcher there for a while with the Mets, and
then he shunned them.
Yeah, then he shunned them.
Went to the
Angels and went to the witness relocation program.
He pitched like crap there. Then the Dodgers decided, you don't want to move, you don't want to buy a new house. So you can just
505. It's not that far. Come on. It's maybe 45 minutes. You can be here.
They did the Ohtani for him.
Right. Now,
he had to get out of there.
Yeah, he would. And where did he go? Did he go? Did Syndergaard didn't pitch for the Phillies? Did
I don't think he did.
no? I want that must have been another Met. Maybe it was Steven Matz. I'm thinking of. Could have been. Anyway, that was one heck of a.
Matz, I think, he was on the Phillies last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I got him in Syndergaard.
Same with Eflin, the Rays pitcher.
Oh God, yeah.
They shed a few of that rotation. They kept Wheeler and Nola with everybody, and I guess Ranger Suarez and everybody else. They were like,
Right, like on your way, gentlemen. Yeah, what a mess. Anyway, yeah. Well, I guess Messi and Brady. Okay. I mean that's fair. Brady got a pillow landing with Tampa Bay. Messi got a pillow landing in Miami. I'm not sure that was quite the pillow that Tom got, but hey.
Like I said, Messi's exposing the league on how far the talent gap really is.
Right.
But as I said, they could very well beat Orlando and get through that round, and maybe they make a deep run in the tournament, but they're going to run into a Mexican club that's going to put them in the dirt. So
Right.
I'm sorry, Messi, but you're not winning the League's Cup.
No, if that were the case, that would be pretty amazing. But on the other side of the coin, too, as we said, he's selling merch for the league. He's selling Apple subscriptions, so it's not bad for the league. It's not bad for him, and
he's doing his job. He's getting a cut of that apple for a reason.
Right, just walk into work every day with his lunch bucket, and away you go.
God. His messy lunchbox.
He probably has one
with his own face on it. I can already see the face too, and the specific haircut that's on it.
It's probably that picture. It's probably that picture of him kissing the World Cup. It's that.
I was thinking just one of like him just like looking off in the distance, and he's got that short.
Oh yeah, that would be.
Yeah, it's probably one from younger, a few years ago. But
let me just check some real quick while we got it. Just a minute here. Yes, you can get a Leon Messi. You can get a Leon Messi lunchbox. I was just wanted to check. One of them is his Paris Saint-Germain number 30 jersey.
Yeah.
You can get one that just has his picture with number 10, which this is in the colors, by the way, of Argentina.
That's the official lunchbox
That's
right there.
That's the one to invest in. And another Paris Saint-Germain one.
His domestic club may change, Jim, but the national team never will.
That never changes. And then there's a picture of him just with his arms in the air and with the short haircut that you like.
Yeah, that's the one.
Here's the problem there, buddy. This is the one that costs the most. This is the $28 one. Everything else you can get for $25 or less. That one, that one's your.
That's the super official one.
That's the really official one.
I told you that picture was going to be on the certified official Messi lunchbox.
Those of you who want that can go to Fun Cases and check it out. But yeah, it's
come on, MLSshop.com. What are you doing?
Yeah, you got to have. Well, but that one, oh God, that would be the pink one. Because Miami got that pink stuff.
Oh my God, they do have that pink kit.
Yeah, it's like pink flamingos.
Yeah, they got their jersey colors are weird considering what their logo is.
Pink and black.
Yeah, like just like their logo compared to the colors they wear, there's a disconnect there.
Just across the wire here, just a couple of seconds ago. The Giants have drawn interest in their starting pitching. Logan Webb is off the table, but Alex Wood isn't.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Alex Cobb.
No, Alex Cobb might be pitching.
That's why it's TBD, Jim.
Right.
We need to see.
We don't know. Yeah, is he still there? Yeah, that's Alex Wood's the only one that they said that they're talking about. And
He's supposed to go tomorrow, I think.
yeah, but not trade. He's got to be traded. It's almost there's almost an hour left for that, and we still don't know where Justin Verlander's going at this point. He's still with the New York Mets, although I imagine he's not. Normally, at this time before a game, starting time of 7 o'clock game, he would be at the stadium in your uniform. I'm guessing he's not, but he might be at the stadium, but he's probably not at you. We will, by the time we hit tomorrow and see you guys, I guarantee we'll know what the heck is going on with that. Right now, we don't. So we just have to do what we can do, right? All right.
Just wait.
So that's about it. Anything? Let's talk about where you can find all your interesting things for tonight. Do you have much going on? There's a baseball card, but any soccer that you want to?
Yeah. Yeah, so you can get my plays at bigowl.com and pickadvisor.com. I have 2 plays up in the Leagues Cup tonight. I'm on a 10-2 run in that specific competition.
Cool.
And I have 4 MLB plays up, including my AL East game of the month. I cashed my AL East total of the month last night with the over in the Yankees-Orioles game. So go grab that AL East game of the month. I also have 4 plays up for the Women's World Cup overnight. So, if you want to wake up at 3 a.m., make sure you get those.
You stayed up.
I didn't stay up. I woke up at that time.
Okay. So just to be clear, we will, because when you said you were up for the 3 o'clock game, I was like, oh, okay. Good on you.
No. I went to sleep at like midnight and woke up at 3 a.m. for that. And I've been awake since then. So, yes.
There you go. So yeah, my producer just said you're a wimp, but that's okay. I'm a wimp as well. I got nothing on that. So anyway, all right, bud, we are now closing shop here for a Monday. We'll be back on a Tuesday. We'll work tomorrow. We're gonna get you here geared up for the U.S. Women's team game, and also we'll maybe get a little bit more of. There'll be some more games being played tomorrow, so that'll get us back on schedule with the League Cups, which we were talking about. So those are kind of things to come, and we'll also by that time we'll know if anybody got got a hold of Justin Verlander, if he's still a Met by tomorrow. But I'm kind of thinking he's not going to be a Met tomorrow. Figure that out. But until then, guys, have a lovely day, and we will be back tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Okay?